for waiting for me. Yesterday was a total chaos. But yeah, I decided to be here as soon as possible so we can continue. The thing is that right now I am like in the middle of the end of my apartment's rent. So I am in appointments searching for apartments, and it's been such an exhausting week. It's Wednesday and I am dying right now. But here we go. We continue going to different places. And right now, I want to cover the plan that I had for yesterday's class. Because yesterday we were talking about the INGs and descriptions. So that's precisely the part that I want to cover with you today. Are you ready?
Yes.
So let's talk about colors. Again, we are going to, as Perla was saying, we use colors to identify different parts of speech in English, right? Here we have two different colors. We have color orange to describe what? What do we describe with color orange? Or how?
Subject.
Subject, incorrect. We never use orange for subjects.
Adjective.
Exactly.
Orange.
That's right. Color orange is used for adjectives. Color blue is used for
Nouns.
excellent, Elsie. Thank you very much. Those are the two components that we need to study. Okay? These two have a close connection between each other because adjectives describe nouns and nouns describe adjectives. In previous classes, we saw that we use the verb be or other verbs like go, turn, become, etc. Like verbs that we use to describe. For example, everything turned well at the end. We are using the verb turn and the description well. The verb be is the standard one. I am amazing. Verb to be am, amazing is the description, right? Today, we are not going to use verbs. For this topic, we are not going to use verbs. We are going to use adjectives before the noun, which is a rule for adjectives in English. And we usually use this specific verb, this specific formation of sentences to talk about complex nouns. Have we seen the topic of complex nouns? Do you remember that from previous classes? I'm talking about the last level, actually. That's a noun. Complex nouns.
I don't remember.
Interesting. Okay, interesting. Don't worry. We can cover that right now. Okay. Please look at the following verb. We're going to learn how to form adjectives. Okay, and we are going to transform some words, which are going to be verbs, into a description. So let's include the like. Fry is a verb. It's the action of cooking using oil, right? If you add an ing to fry, you obtain an adjective of purpose. But if you make it in past participle, you can use it as an adjective too, as a passive voice adjective. A good example of this is, for example, the following objects. A frying pan and fried eggs. This is called frying pan. And these are fried eggs. We are talking about the same verb, the verb fry, but it is derived into, or we transform the verb fry into an adjective using suffixes and prefixes, ings and eds. What differences do you notice between the ing and the ed?
I have the idea of active and passive.
Active and passive. Interesting. Tell me about it.
I mean in sorry. One situation is when the eggs are fried,
Exactly.
and the other is when some object, I think, can
Okay.
do a specific action.
Exactly.
And
Which is the first? You are correct. If you use the ing, it's because the object can do the action of fry. This object can fry. And in this case, you are talking about how the object was affected. How the object was affected by the action. Which is technically passive voice. When you are using passive voice, you focus on the affected object and not the subject. Right? So here we go. This is the basics of this topic. Okay? Technically, here we are talking about a purpose adjective, which is, as Elsie said, we are describing what the object can do. And on the other side, we are describing how the object was affected by the verb, by the action. Using these concepts, I want you to think about the difference between Spanish and English. You know, because if you translate from Spanish to English, un frying pan would be un sartén para freír o de freír. And when we pass sartén de freír into English, we obtain a pan for frying. you know? And that is the mistake. It's incorrect to say a pan for frying. Or probably it's not incorrect, but it's too much, it's too extensive. This topic and the collocation and the transformation of verbs into adjectives, take a note. Help us be more concise with our thoughts when we are talking or writing composition in English. This type of abilities will allow you eliminate connectors and other words that are really not necessary when you're speaking. It's easier or faster to talk using complex nouns like this, a noun that has an adjective before it. And we are going to analyze this into text. Let's go to that website we were reading the other day. Mexican news. There's one. Mexico Today. This is a very nice, interesting website to read news. About Mexico in English. This article says, subway ridership in Mexico City remains down. What is ridership? Let me check. Ridership, the number of passengers using a particular form of public transportation. Ah, okay. Oh, really? I don't remember that. But okay. Let's read this article. It says, ridership. Help me reading. Mitch, good night, girl. Let's begin with you.
Good night. Ridership. Subway ridership in Mexico City remains almost half below pre-pandemic levels, with 2.4 million daily average passengers during the first days of September. Really? According to official data, in September 2019, nearly as twice many passengers use the city's subway in a daily average basis, 4.3 million.
Interesting. That's pretty interesting. Today I rode the subway and this seems true. There was less people. It was 2 o'clock. Interesting. So yeah, we are talking about ridership has been low. No, in this paragraph we don't have the topic that I am looking for, so let's continue with the second one, right? Help me, Carla.
Global, like in other
Oh, in English.
global,
Exactly. Yes.
global, like in other major cities like London and New York, the COVID-19 lockdowns and remote work orders provoked a drastic fall in subway readership in Mexico City.
Again,
Oh,
what fell? What provoked? No. What fell drastically in Mexico City?
provoked.
No, but I understand my question. What fell drastically in Mexico City?
The COVID
COVID,
COVID.
didn't fall.
Um,
Listen to my question. What fell? Fell is the past of fall.
well,
So what fell drastically in Mexico City?
mm,
What fell drastically?
um, readership in
Exactly.
Mexico
That's
City.
correct. But be careful with the pronunciation. Look at this.
Rider.
Rider.
Writer.
Not
Rider.
reader.
Okay.
A reader is a person who reads.
Okay.
A writer is a person who writes.
Okay.
Let's go again. What fell drastically in Mexico City?
Ridership.
Continue.
Ridership in Mexico City.
Excellent.
However, a series of accidents, including a fire at one of its command centers in January, have also hurt capacity.
Exactly. Oh yeah, I remember this fire. There was a fire in the subway. Okay, let's continue, right? I haven't found the topic that I want to find. So let's continue with the next. Perla.
Capacity. Lines 1 to 6 operate in contingency mode with a lower operating.
Just a sec. In what mode do lines 1 and 6 operate?
Sorry?
I repeat, in what mode do lines 1 and 6 operate?
In contingency.
Let's pronounce it.
Contingency.
Check the symbol. Check the symbol.
Okay. Which play?
Push play. Ah, you give me the symbols. Push play. Jesus. Let me help you with the symbols, okay?
Yeah.
Syllable number 1. The vowel is this.
Ka?
Ka. Excellent. Syllable number 1, can.
Can.
Syllable number 2.
Ten.
Correct. 10.
Can 10.
Syllable number 3.
Contingency.
Excellent.
Contingency.
I know contingency.
Perfect.
Mm.
Contingency.
Contingency.
That's right. An event that may or may not happen, or something that the fact that events are not certain, so we are not sure about. Oh, synonym: possibility, contingency. Right? Take a note for
Contingency.
your production girls. Remember that we are using synonyms to expand our speech. Okay,
Mhm.
let's continue.
Well, okay. The first word I pronounced correct? Capacity?
Sure. Capacity. Yeah.
Capacity.
Mhm.
Yeah. Lines 1 to 6 operate in the contingency mode.
Again?
Right,
Contingency.
contingency. Conten.
Let's go again.
Y. Ay, Y es como esto. Ok. I
Then-
need to write my other sounds.
Yes.
Okay, a ver. Contingency.
Excellent.
Contingency.
Stress in the in the second syllable. Contingency.
Contingency.
Excellent. Complete.
A ver. Okay. Capacity. Lines 1 to 6 operate in contingency with a lower operating capacity than
Hmm.
before the capacity
Okay.
than before the January fire.
Mhm.
The chief of Mexico City's subway system, Guillermo Calderón, said back in July.
Mhm.
The Mexican capital's subway system in the eighth
Watch out.
largest,
It's not
I
in-
see, is the, sorry,
Hmm?
is the eighth largest by passengers served 1.5 billion in 2019.
Okay, let's read again. The Mexican capital subway system is the 18th largest. 18th largest by
I-
what?
Okay.
I repeat. What in English? So one more time. The Mexican capital subway system is the 8th largest by what?
By passengers,
Pronunciation.
passengers.
Ah, much better. Passengers.
Sir,
Passengers.
passenger. Sir,
Perfect. So one more time.
the Mexican capital subway system is the eighth largest
Mhm.
largest by passengers served 1.5
Again.
billion
What happened to the passengers?
served.
When you have a verb
Uh-huh.
that ends in B, the ed sounds the. So what is the past?
Served.
Exactly.
Served.
Served.
Right?
A ver,
Final
otra
pronunciation?
vez.
Yes, in English. Again.
Again, the
Yes.
Mexican capital subway system is the eighth largest. No es cierto. No, sí. Largest.
Much better.
A ver. The
Yes.
Mexican capital subway system is the eighth largest by passengers served
Again.
1.9
Served.
served.
Yeah. Yeah, served doesn't exist.
I'm going to dream this served.
That's very
Passenger.
probable, and I hope so. I really hope so.
Yeah. Ay. A ver. Yeah, the last one. Okay.
Yeah.
The Mexican capital subway system is the eighth largest by passenger served 1.5 billion in 2019.
Perfect. Very good.
Yeah, next.
Next. No, that's okay. That's okay. And the reason, well, one thing that I really want to emphasize in is on pronunciation. Pronunciation can affect speaking results on an official exam and the way American people understand you, or in this case, European people. Pronunciation can really matter on comprehension. So that's one part. Anyway, that's not the lesson. What I want to focus in, and we finally found an example that I am looking for. A lowering operating capacity. The ing in this case is used to describe the type of capacity that we are talking about. The description operating comes from a verb. Who can tell me which verb?
Low?
Low. Incorrect. Also,
Yeah, operate?
exactly, and LC is correct too. The verb is operate. So how do you translate this into Spanish? A lower operating capacity. Una capacidad más baja de operación. What happens in translation? That is probable you will say operation. The problem is that operation exists, but that's not the correct way to describe it. A better way to use it is using an ing, a lower operating capacity. Any question? A lot. No?
Oh,
Elsie.
can I operating in this example is an adjective. Is it
Operating
true?
in this example is an adjective. You are correct.
And operation, if I use operation, is it wrong? And it's a noun.
Yeah. You can use a noun in the position of an adjective, but it sounds strange. If you say a lower operation capacity, it sounds technically correct, but for some reason, it will sound strange to a native person. It's better to use an ing
Okay.
to transform. I really suggest that if you're going to use an adjective, transform the verb, especially with verbs. You know, if the verb exists, transform the verb. Don't use an adjective.
Okay.
Got it? Let's find another. Accident. Help me, Jesse.
Accident, open it,
Excuse me. What is the past of open?
open it.
What happens to ed when the verb, the last sound of the verb is an n?
I am not sure.
You are not sure. Here we go. When the last sound is an N, oh, it's supposed to be here.
Okay.
The E doesn't sound.
The D doesn't sound.
No, the E.
Okay.
This E doesn't sound.
Okay. Opened.
Perfect.
Okay. Opened in 1969. Mexico City's subway has a total of 12 lines. Last May, the collapse of an overpass as a train was traveling over it killed.
What is the past of kill?
He killed.
Excellent.
Over it killed 26 people and four said.
What is the past of force? Excellent.
No.
Just a second. When the last sound is an S, force, the E doesn't sound and it sounds like a T.
Okay. Fourth.
Excellent. Forced. Oh, so what happened with another overpass as a train?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. What happened on the collapse of an overpass?
26 people. I am not sure with the words of the text.
Of course, of course.
Mm, I am not sure it's correct. 26 people over it killed.
Eliminate over it. Well, you are changing too much the text. I'm trying to locate you on the text. One more time. What happened to the overlaps, the collapse, sorry, of an overpass? Or no, complete. What happened last May? That's faster.
Okay. The collapse of an overpass as a train was traveling over it killed 26 people.
Mhm. Continue.
Yes, and for set
What is the past of course?
for
Yes.
first with the first
Uh-huh.
first the temporary
Mhm.
first the temporary closure
Mhm.
closure of line 12.
Yes.
There is no date set for reopening line 12, which connect working class
Connect is present.
with connected
Exactly.
working class I am not sure boroughs
Uh-huh.
boroughs
Boroughs. Mhm.
boroughs with the city central area.
That's correct. Let's give it over there. Just a minute because Jessie is in the chat. Hello, Jess. Good night.
Hello, teacher. Good night.
Hey, hello.
Good night, yes. I will attend this, please. Is here. Jessie, hi, Jessie. Good night.
Hi, Jessie. Good night.
Thank you. Elsie, hello,
Hello,
Elsie.
Jessie.
Good night, Elsie. Thank
Good night.
you. Denise, hi, Denise.
Hello, Jessie. Good night.
Good night, Denise. Thank you. Mish, hi, Mish.
Hi, Jess. Good night.
Good night, Mish. Perla. Hi, Perla. Hi, yes, good night. Thank you, Perla. Good night. Thank you to everyone. Have a good night and see you tomorrow.
You told me, lady.
Likewise.
Okay. Thank you.
Perfect. Do you understand this text?
Yes, teacher, but I don't know the meaning of boroughs.
Very good question. Yeah, that's important. Working class boroughs. A borough is one of the Mexico cities division. Mexico City's political divisions is in boroughs. So you have the borough Cuauhtémoc,
Okay.
Miguel Hidalgo, you know?
Yes.
Those are the boroughs. And then in this case, we are talking about working class boroughs and the city central area. So if you think about the line 12, the line 12 passes from Iztapalapa and then crosses through Del Valle, Colonia del Valle, which is Benito Juárez. That's exactly what this line is talking about, which connected working class boroughs with the city central area.
Okay.
Mhm. So in this case, we don't have an example of what we're looking for. So let's pass to the next article. Are you understanding the usage of INGs?
Maybe if you can have more examples, could be very nice.
Yeah, sure. The issue about this topic is that it's an observation that I have done as a as a learner, but there are no English books talking about it. I cannot find this topic with like the title, you know. It's only observations on articles. So let's continue talking about this. I opened this article, for example, because the title says Mexico should not squander. Squander is like hesitate. Do you know the word hesitate?
No, teacher.
No.
Do you know the word weaken? Oh, that's a verb from the adjective weak, the opposite of strong. Opposite of strong, weak. Weak as a verb, weaken. Do you understand weaken? To make it weak.
Yes.
Well, weaken is a synonym of squander. Mexico should not squander or weaken its nearshoring opportunity. Nearshoring comes from the verb nearshore. Nearshoring, the practice of transferring a business operation to a nearby country. Example, high-tech logistics executives are embracing nearshoring as a strategy to improve their customer service. What is nearshoring? Let's say Mexico working with Guatemalan people. You know? Understanding nearshoring?
Yes.
Well, this is an orange word and this is a blue word. It's nearshoring opportunity. Do you understand?
No.
No questions. What part you don't understand, Bernard?
First, the meaning of this word, nearshoring.
Okay,
Nearshoring.
so we are talking about economics and business. More specifically, exterior business, you know, like with business with other countries.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
You do business with countries that are near you. In
Like
the case of
internship, like interconnection, something like that. No.
okay, yeah, interconnections that can be, but business interconnections,
Okay.
you know, that's nearshoring.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah. This was my question.
exactly, a classic example of nearshoring is the TEMEC. It's Canada, United States, and Mexico interconnected into a commercial treaty.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That's nearshoring.
Nearshoring. Yeah.
Okay, and nearshoring comes from the verb nearshore. Verb transfer to a nearby country. Does it make sense? We are transforming a verb into an ing. Let's find another example. Here it is. Read this sentence, Elsie.
The yellow part,
Mhm.
the investment climate
Mhm.
remains. Oh,
That's difficult.
remains plagued. No,
Let me help you. Don't worry. Don't worry. I can help you.
don't. Play.
Plague,
Plague.
like the bubonic plague.
Plagued.
When the verb ends in g, which is a voiced sound, the e doesn't sound.
Mm.
Here.
Plague.
Plagued.
And you repeat?
Plagued.
Plagued.
Played.
Perfect. Perfect. So what happens to the investment climate?
The investment climate remains plagued
Mhm.
by uncertainty around government policies and growing security issues.
Correct.
Mm,
Perfect. What
I-
type? Yes, Elsie, sorry.
no, sorry.
Sure. No questions?
No,
Okay, well, I was gonna say, what type of security issues are we talking about?
growing
Yes. Growing security issues.
by uncertainty around government. Okay.
You see, this is a very normal way to use a verb to give more information about a noun. Securities issues that are growing. To eliminate those connectors, we move the verb growing into an adjective position. Growing security issues. That's another way. So, yep, I know what you're talking about. You can say, well, this looks very, very complex. If you observe and you open your eyes when you are watching a movie and reading the subtitles, reading a book in English, you will see this very often. Very, very often. Here's another one. New manufacturing investments. Manufacturing in the position of an adjective. Mm, this is a past participle. Opened the government-controlled energy sector. Government-controlled energy sector. That's a past participle. This is not ing, but it's ed. That's the other type of adjective that you can use.
This or not?
What again?
This. I
You highlighted one.
yeah. This or not?
Having direct discussions. Incorrect. In this case, having is a verb.
No.
Yes. Because you're talking about AMLO said the project would move forward. That's the first sentence. After is a connector, and then we have after having direct discussions with Elon Musk. This having is a verb.
Okay.
So this is not. Level of the arbitrary treatment of investors. There's not another one. Next. Organized criminal groups. Past participle as an adjective. There's not another one. Next. The best way, do you know how I detect it? I find the noun. If there is an ing before a noun, it's very probable this is a phrase that we are talking about.
Maybe in the next paragraph, a worsening security situation.
Okay. It sounds good, eh? Sounds good. Let me find it.
It's
Where
the
is it?
the final of the first sentence. A worsening
A
security
worsening
situation
situation.
is
Very good,
the
Carlita. That is an example. Worsen is a verb transformed from worse. Worse becomes worsen, and then ing worsening. That becomes an adjective. A worsening security situation. Very good.
so to more easy for us to understand, teacher, is to identify that ing is used before the noun, right? If there aren't, it's not for this topic, right?
Exactly. You know, another thing that can help you, the article. Because
Okay.
before, if you have a person, for example, person verb complement, or a verb to be, it can be a verb, a normal action, similar to what happened to Perla over here. There was a word after. This is not an article. This is a connector from the first sentence. But over here, we have an article a or the. That can also help you detect the type of adjective that we are talking about. The problem comes when we are talking about things in general, because according to rules in English, when you are talking in general, you don't need what?
Article,
The article. Talking in general, you need to eliminate the. So sometimes it's not a good idea to depend on the article. We need to find complete phrases. So a good exercise to detect this is to detect phrases. Adjective, 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 noun. I can see that you sent me something on the chat. You said, however, delivering convenience services. The first one is incorrect.
Okay.
But the second is correct. The banking industry. That's one.
Okay. But the first is delivering convenient services. So it's a description of the services or not?
No.
It's the dog that I have.
We are talking about in the first sentence, however, delivering convenient services. Can you see the chat, girls? No, right? Can you send it on the public chat?
Okay, give me 1 second.
Perfect. So everybody go to the chat, girls. So in the chat, it says, however, delivering convenient services has led to another challenge. In this case, the word delivering is not an adjective. In this case, it is a noun. Number one, because we are talking about the activity of delivering. Delivering what? Delivering convenient services. We are not describing. We are just talking about the activity. But in the second paragraph, the second paragraph is different. Really, I need your help.
The banking industry in
Okay.
only England. The word was banking.
The word is banking. Mhm. The
Banking industry.
in only England. In this case, the banking industry, this is correct. We are talking about the type of industry.
The type of the industry. Okay. Mhm.
Directly
in-
after that, you have spends billions of pounds each year fighting fraud.
Fighting fraud.
This fighting is not an adjective.
It's not
actually.
right. Okay.
Mhm. So not all the INGs are adjectives. Be careful.
Yes,
At the
it's
same
the
time-
main confuse for me.
Exactly. So this
Mhm.
exercise can help you identify the verb versus the noun. According to rules, verbs have persons and objects. Adjectives describe. If you are describing types, this is an adjective. If you are having an action, this is a verb. That's the difference between these INGs.
Can you repeat this part, teacher,
I repeat,
to take a note?
adjectives describe. Verbs are actions. If you detect person, verb, and object, possible object, you are talking about an action. That's a verb.
Okay.
If the ing is describing the noun, you found an adjective.
Okay.
Those are the ways. Yeah, I think I'm gonna write that too. Everybody take notes on this. Those are the two rules. If the ing is describing a noun, you found an adjective. If the ing is part of the action of the subject, you found a verb. So we need to eliminate the fact of using an article. Other identifiers are useless. The only way to understand the usage is with comprehension. For this specific observation, you need to read a lot. So read articles, read the news. When you watch the movies, read the subtitles. When you find an example, take a picture and send it to the group. I want to see what you find when you explore English. Any question right now? Let's explore more examples, no?
Yes, teacher.
Don't worry, we can continue tomorrow reading more articles about Mexico and finding examples. Okay? Good job. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you. Good night, everyone.
Okay.
See you. Good
Bye
night.
bye. Good night.
Wonderful
Thank you,
night.
teacher. Good night, all.
You too. Good night.